This video is brought to you by Squarespace. From aesthetically pleasing websites to marketing tools, Squarespace is my favorite all-in-one platform for building an online brand and business presence. I'm sure you know by now that my website is powered by Squarespace, and the reason why I switched over to this platform is because it's an all-in-one. It has everything you'll ever need to run a business. If you sell products in your business, then here's why I think Squarespace might be what you're looking for. Squarespace e-commerce makes it easy for you to organize and manage inventory, giving shoppers the best browsing experience with embedded videos and images and suggested relevant products. All Squarespace online stores are designed to maximize the visibility of your brand and help shoppers find your products. You can handle shipping and fulfillment, taxes, and payments all in one place as well. Not to mention, their award-winning customer support is available 24/7 via email or live chat if you ever come across any issues. Check out squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to my link squarespace.com/ediyasmr to get 10% off your first website or domain. Thank you so much, Squarespace. And now let's get into the video. Hi there, and welcome to another timeless pick a card tarot reading. In this video, we will have 3 groups for you to choose from as usual. And if you're watching this at the time of upload, there might be some Sagittarius related themes that you can use to your advantage for your November-December predictions. But keep in mind that for the most part, energy is timeless. And so if you're watching this video, regardless of when, chances are there are probably messages in here for your situation. So exercise your intuition to take the messages that resonate and leave the messages that don't, because at the end of the day, this video should be empowering for you. And we have a special deck, which we will be using today. I just received this in the mail. It is the Cosmos Oracle deck by Carmen. And some of you might remember me mentioning her app, Find Joy. I collaborated with Carmen to create 2 meditations for that app. It's a really great resource, by the way, if you want a tool for daily introspection and reflection. Go check out the app. And yeah, this deck is absolutely gorgeous. I will leave the link in the description below if you want to get your hands on it. I'm really in love with the illustrations. I think they're great if you want to connect to your feminine and be inspired by associated imagery. So we'll be using this deck today, and I am so excited. All right. Now let's get into a short meditation to get centered and grounded before we look at the 3 groups. I will be ringing the singing bowl 3 times, and during this time, just take deep and comfortable breaths to connect to your body and arrive in this moment. Create space between the eyebrows. Soften your gaze and allow your entire face to melt. Part the lips, lower the jaw, let down your shoulders, release the tension here. Allow it to flow through your arms and out the fingertips. Release tension through the legs and out the toes, the soles of your feet. Relax the glutes and sink into your seat. Surrender to gravity. Now bring all of your awareness to your heart center, because it is from here that we listen to our intuition. You're going to be listening for emotional resonance, for what feels right to you. So connect to the heart, honor the heart in this process. Now, when you are ready, you can open your eyes and look at the 3 groups before you. For group 1, we have Lapis Lazuli as the crystal and equanimity as the card. Loving awareness, acceptance, ease. For group 2, we have rose quartz, and the associated card is the channeler, collective, mission, understanding. For group 3, we have Carnelian, and the associated card is serenity, slowing down, stillness, silence. Notice which one you are drawn to, which group is calling to you, which group stands out when you soften your eyes. And don't think too hard, follow your feeling, which one feels right. And when you have chosen your group, you can go down to the timestamps below, click on your reading, and I'll see you over there. If you chose group 1, Lapis Lazuli, and the card Equanimity, then this is your reading. Okay, group 1. We're going to begin with some oracle cards so we can get a couple of keywords and messages to begin the reading. So, group 1, what do we need to know? I'm using Marcel's oracle to begin. Okay, 3 cards came out. Actually, 4. So we have excess, gesture, jester, inspiration, freedom. So take that how it resonates. It might start to make sense a little bit later into the reading. And I'm also going to get a Osho deck, or Osho card. Group 1, Lapis Lazuli, Equanimity. We have Maturity. Okay. Alright. Now using the Light Seers deck, let's get some cards for your current energy. Group 1. What is your current energy? Now using the Light Seers deck, let's get some cards for your current energy. Group 1. What is your current energy? Group 1. Group 1, current energy. One more. So we have 4 cards. The 10 of Cups, the Chariot, a reverse 5 of Wands, and King of Pentacles. So I'm seeing a lot of focus and determination as the overall energy for you currently. And this paired with the 10 of Cups, what I'm getting is you have a sudden burst of motivation to move towards your 10 of Cups, ultimate satisfaction, fulfillment, and emotional completion. With the 5 of Wands, I'm getting that maybe you have had certain vices in the past that held you back from focus, from really going after what you want, and you're in the process of eliminating that baggage and those maladaptive coping strategies that are just not working anymore, that are holding you back, and you recognize that. You recognize that they have been distracting you from your purpose. They've been holding you back, and it's time to eliminate these distractions. So it's eliminating chaos, messiness, confusion, and distraction in your life, all in the pursuit of greater stability in your life, whether that be in terms of your finances, in terms of your home, just having better security relationally with other people, particularly with your family, loved ones, friends, and partner. So you really want to step up and embody the King of Pentacles, and this energy is all about security in the material plane, on the material plane. So this is having that steady, consistent job, making consistent money, feeling financially resourced and abundant, having the skills to do what you came here to do, all of that, and feeling secure in your relationships and knowing that there's a very steady foundation to always fall back on. So yeah, I'm sensing a lot of motivation, desire to just move forward towards your purpose without making excuses for yourself, without falling back on distractions and coping strategies. Now let's get some cards for advice. What do you need to hear right now, Group 1? What do you need to hear? Oh, wow. Damn. Okay, so you have 3 major arcanas. That's a big deal. So you have the Sun, the Wheel, the High Priestess, and the Six of Swords. Wow. This is incredible. So first of all, I want to say that this current burst of inspiration, motivation that's propelling you forward is happening in divine timing. This is not coming from the ego. This is coming from a much deeper place, because you're supposed to be experiencing this at this time within this particular lifetime. The wheel tells us that there's a lot of divine timing, fated interventions happening, and that will continue to happen in the near future. So you really have to surrender to that and know that what is happening is a lot bigger than just you. This is beyond your ego, beyond your comprehension, and it involves other people, other situations, places, and things. So surrender to divine timing. This is really key if you want to actually move forward without sabotaging yourself. The Sun wants you to know that you're taken care of. Prosperity is there, you're moving towards it, and it's always been there. You're tapped into Source, and you want to remind yourself often that in an affirmative way, that you are a child of God, if you want to put it that way. You are an extension of the universe, and you are deserving of everything that you need and desire. Everything that you can comprehend in your mind is what you can manifest externally. So trust in the light, connect to Source, connect to the Sun, and as we approach winter, at least in the northern hemisphere, make sure you're getting enough sunlight as well, and enough vitamin D. You want to motivate yourself intrinsically through the body, through your connection to the earth. That's something I'm getting. And you have the High Priestess. So this is a very feminine energy, which pairs very well with the wheel. It tells me that you are currently being asked to embody your feminine, to explore your feminine, your subconscious, your body, and these unknowable parts of ourselves that are often shrouded in mystery. This also means that your subconscious is going to give you signals and intuitive impulses, intuitive hits for you to follow. Don't underestimate these signals. Really hold the benefit of the doubt when your ego is skeptical. Hold the benefit of the doubt that maybe a part of you knows what's going on, and you're tapped into divine timing and these universal hints, or hints from the universe. So connect with your subconscious. Maybe work with your dreams, work with your shadow, work with your intuition. Divination is really helpful, I think, when we're trying to embody the archetype of the High Priestess, because for me, what I like to do a lot is to just ask the cards at the end of the day what I was supposed to take away from the day, if there's any advice that my guides have for me moving forward. Just daily energetic check-ins, I think, can be really helpful for us to exercise the High Priestess within all of us, to strengthen our intuition and know how to remain energetically intact so that divine intervention can happen for us at the right time, at the right place. You also have the Six of Swords. So this is telling you that, well, you have 3 major arcana cards as advice. So the divine is really at work for you. The universe is like busting its butt to get you to where you need to be, to give you what you deserve. So allow them to take you to where you need to go. Notice how the woman on this boat is really not doing anything. She has her suitcase, she's traveling, moving forward, but she's not rowing the boat. These birds are rowing the boat, or, well, they're taking the boat to calmer shores. And so remember that in this process of moving forward, you want to embrace this swiftness, this flow that's going to naturally get you to where you need to be. You don't have to strategize. You don't have to force things into place or push. You don't have to will it. It's already happening for you. So just retreat, trust, surrender to calmer shores. Pack your bags and just be ready for the next thing, you know? This can signify travel as well, mentally, emotionally, and physically, of course. So you're moving from choppy waters to calmer shores. And now, let's get some more advice. I'm gonna go in with the Moonology deck. What do you need to hear, Group 1? You're very close to achieving your goal. Give us Moon. Let's get some more. Adjustments are required. Third quarter moon. So these adjustments, I think, will happen very naturally as long as you remain clear about your intentions and your values, what you want to continue to embody moving forward. That's really what paves way for you to get closer to your goals, right? It's the embodiment piece. So stay very clear about your intentions and the values that you're wanting to embody, which will help you manifest your goals. Now, let's get a message from the Work Your Light deck, Group 1, Soul Family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. So there are two messages coming forward from this card. One is that you will be meeting your soul family soon, or certain people that are part of your soul family who will assist you on your path and help you ascend and move forward in a more conscious, awakened way. And the other message is that you can most definitely connect to your spirit guides at this time. If you're not familiar with how to do that, maybe look into it and kind of release, any skepticism around that, because we are all connected to all realms. It's just a matter of choosing to be aware of that, right? So if you've been feeling called to connect to your guides, to past loved ones, ancestors, to ascended masters, teachers, then this is a really good omen. Go for it. They're also trying to connect to you. And let's get a card from the Cosmos deck. Group 1. We have compassion, loving kindness, tenderness, tolerance. And what's really standing out to me within this image is the fact that there are all these shadowy figures behind the woman here. So to me, these are, spirits from the other realms. Could be ancestors, past loved ones, guides. It's her people. And their hearts are lit up. So she's connecting to them through loving kindness, through the practice of metta. So you may want to look into meditation, the practice of loving kindness that comes from Buddhism. You did get the equanimity card earlier, and that's a very Buddhist term in my opinion. So there might be something there for you. Now let's get some cards for the near future if you were to follow tarot's advice. Okay, you got a lot of cards. So first, I want to bring to your attention these two cards, the World and the Four of Cups. What I'm getting is you'll be completing a cycle very soon. This can be in regards to some maladaptive coping strategy that you've been trying to get over for some time. I'm reminded of this card, Excess, and there's a wine glass with spilled wine. So this can be some sort of coping strategy that you used to use as a distraction, particularly substance abuse maybe, in all forms, or just some sort of addictive behavior that used to work for some time to help you cope with reality. But now you've reached the end of that pattern. It's not going to help you moving forward, and you're recognizing that there might be a better coping strategy moving forward, which can assist you in a more conscious way. So there is some sort of ending when it comes to a certain pattern, a certain lesson in your life, and you're no longer going to feel called to entertain the past in the way that you used to. So this pattern, this behavior is really going to feel stale moving forward, and I love that for you. So you're not going to feel emotionally pulled to that anymore. It's going to, feel empty, feel absent, like I'm not connected to this thing anymore. What even is the point of that anymore, It's that kind of feeling. And you also have the Queen of Wands with the Two of Wands. So you're going to be entertaining bigger and better things moving forward. New possibilities and potentials, things that may have looked not possible in the past, which all of a sudden look plausible and like something you can reach because you're now embodying the Queen of Wands. This is somebody who is totally unapologetic about their authenticity, about who they are. And when you're in this energy, when you know who you are, and you're not afraid of showing up as yourself fully, so many more things become possible. Like you can talk to people that you used to be intimidated by. You can place yourself in situations that used to make you anxious and stressed. You can voice your opinions without holding yourself back. Like there's just so many things that are possible once you have confidence in your true nature. So that's what I see for you. You might consider traveling, going on some sort of vacation, exploring a new location for work, for where you want to live. This can be looking for a new job as well, seeking a better position, maybe following a passion of yours that you've put off for some time. All of that. This is seeing endless possibilities for yourself and really checking in with your values to see what you align with. And You have the Page of Swords with the Two of Pentacles as well. So there are two twos, Two of Wands and Two of Pentacles. So to me, this is a progression of Wands energy and Pentacles energy. You're going to be progressing in terms of taking more action, harnessing your creative energy to do more in life, to feel more passion and drive for life, as well as harnessing more earth energy, feeling more grounded and secure in your physical reality. That's what the Two of Pentacles is about, is that you feel like you have the foundations to juggle more than just one pentacle. You can juggle two and completely ace it, and do very well with it. So this is you juggling life, but in a playful and lighthearted way, flowing with ease when it comes to your responsibilities and what you have to do in order to just experience more. And the Page of Swords is considering ideas, communicating ideas, expanding on ideas. This can be in terms of career. Maybe you're getting a call back for an audition, but you're entertaining an idea. You're wanting it to grow into something for further communication to come in. So ponder on that and see what that might be for you. And I'm going to end this with an archetypes card from the Wild Unknown. Oh, okay, that was easy. So we have the Temple, and I want to read to you the significance of this archetype. This can be something for you to meditate on today. And I want you to just look at the image here and see what that invokes within you emotionally, subconsciously. The temple is also known as the sanctuary, the shrine, the altar. When we think of the temple, we often envision an architectural structure in a far-off land. We are quick to distance ourselves from the sacred, assuming we must expend much effort in order to arrive there. Yet the temple is a universal and omnipresent energy, accessible in the highest and lowest, richest and poorest of places. Visiting the temple might be as simple as stepping into the dappled light of the forest, slowly and sensuously kissing a lover, or closing your eyes to travel inward. This card is a call to re-examine what you pay homage to and what you reject. What do you spend your time worshiping? Your phone, money, material goods? What barriers do you draw between yourself and the sacred? Perhaps there is room on your altar for something new, something surprising. Offer it to the heavens. When light, this is reverence for all, life as sanctuary. When dark, it is cults and strict spirituality. The ancient yogis saw the body itself as the temple, every function and feature of it as an expression of divinity. Build a shrine with found materials. Don't spend money, only time. Though indeed the temple travels with you, this card is interwoven with the pilgrim archetype. If you've been longing for a spiritual journey, book your tickets. So I think travel is definitely on the cards for some of you, because you got that with the Six of Swords, as well as, what was the other one? Oh, as well as the Two of Wands. I have the suitcase here and the boat, and we have the globe and the little caravan. So travel might actually be on the cards for you, to go to a place of pilgrimage, whatever that looks like for you. The main takeaway here is that There is magic in every moment. Trust in divine timing, even in the most mundane aspects of daily life. We are getting that much closer to the sacred, to awakening, to our pursuits, you know. It might seem like nothing's happening, but the things you do in those moments of apparent nothingness can actually take you so much closer to a place where everything happens, if that makes sense. So the temple is in every moment. The values that you want to actualize must be embodied in every moment. The body must be respected. You must bring in equanimity rather than excess. You must recognize your prosperity first and foremost within this body by meeting your personal biological needs, physical needs, emotional needs. Yeah. It's a really interesting message. Alright, so that was your reading, group 1. The process was a little bit different today, but we went with the flow, and I hope that you got something out of it. I hope that it was helpful. Let me know in the comments below, and if you would like more readings from me, check me out on Patreon. I'm going to be posting 2 readings per month for the new moon and full moon so that we can work with its energies, and those readings will be followed by a Reiki activation. So if you like that, go check me out on Patreon. The link is below. Thank you for being here. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll see you very soon. If you chose rose quartz and the channeler, then this is your reading, group 2. Alright, group 2, we're going to begin with some messages from oracle cards to get a rough idea of what you're working with. And I'm going to start with Marcel's oracle for a couple of keywords. Let's go to okay, so from Marcel's oracle we have Jester, Leap of Faith, Out with the Old, and Home. So getting that some of you might be actually moving homes, leaving your comfort zone. Maybe that's leaving your familial home to build a new independent life, living elsewhere, and you're really having to take that leap of faith and take things in a more lighthearted way in order for that to happen. And let's get a card from Osho's deck. You have stress and there's a jester on this as well, so that's interesting. Let's see where all of this fits into the reading. That doesn't have to resonate with you, by the way. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes these are like specific messages for some people. So I'm going to go in with the Light Seers deck now to get your current energies. Group 2. Group 2. Group 2. Okay. So you have the Four of Swords, Six of Wands, Two of Swords, and the Hermit. So with the Four of Swords, you're probably feeling quite depleted at this time. your nervous system is needing rest and recuperation. Maybe work has been really stressful. There's just been a lot going on in your daily life, day in, day out. And so you've been needing rest. You've been needing some time alone to actually connect to your body and retreat. Six of Wands. I want to clarify for that. Six of Wands, current energies, group 2. What is this? Okay, so I'm getting that maybe some of you have been taking on a lot in terms of responsibilities or just showing up for particular events and experiences in an effort to have recognition, for your life to go somewhere, to meet certain people, to start certain conversations and network. And maybe this is coming from an egoic place, or just a place of strategizing a little bit too much, like going somewhere with the expectation of getting something out of it, and that's not always congruent with the natural flow. Sometimes we can really overthink things and expect shortcuts if we go about our experiences in a certain way, and then we are hit with the rough truth that actually, if you release the fruit of that action and you just take action in a natural way without expecting anything out of it, that's usually when the good comes, the recognition, the success. So yeah, I hope that made sense. So it seems like you're going about achieving success, recognition, having connections in a very roundabout way that actually isn't conducive for where you want to go. And there is a decision that needs to be made, but you're feeling pretty torn between the two options. You're unable to see clearly when it comes to which one is the more viable option. You feel blindfolded, and with the Hermit card, which is the overall energy being the major arcana, you're being told to go into yourself for the clarity that you're looking for. You might be the kind of person who has a tendency to ask a lot of people for their opinion before making a decision, and know that that's probably why you're in the Two of Swords energy, is because you've been dispersing your energy. You've been muddling it with other people's energy and their timelines and how they perceive reality. When, if this is a decision about your life and what's going to make you happy, you really need to retreat into yourself, turn your focus inwards, and work with your energy and your energy only. Work with your perspective reality and how you see the world, right? So the Hermit is telling you to go inwards, to release distractions, remove yourself from social circles and interactions that are currently muddling your energy. You don't need anything in your energetic field right now but yourself in order to get the answer you're looking for regarding this decision that needs to be made. Now let's get some advice. That was advice, but we can always use more. Group 2. Group 2. Okay, so Group 1 also got this card, and I think the message for you here is very similar. The Queen of Wands is about unapologetic authenticity. owning yourself, showing up fully as yourself, and not giving a crap about what other people think. Having enough confidence in your true nature to show yourself fully. And when we're in this energy, we can be more receptive to what we deserve, right? So the advice here is you want to begin to embody the Queen of Wands. Get to know this feeling inside you when you are this person. Wands is the element of fire. So this is connecting to your creative fire, that creative flow that transpires from the sacral area, from the hara, and harnessing that passion and weaving it into something dynamic that is the embodied manifestation of your core truths, you know? So learn to embody the Queen of Wands. Work with your body, work with your sexual energy, be sensual, be playful, connect to your inner child, have fun with yourself. And that's how you can learn to understand what the Queen of Wands means to you. And you have the King of Cups. The King of Cups, being of the water element, is having mastery over your emotions. So along with harnessing creative fire, passion, and drive, you also want to, your masculine side should be focused on honoring your emotions in a very equanimous, balanced way. So this is what you want to nurture when it comes to your inner feminine, and this is what you want to nurture as of now when it comes to your inner masculine. So when it comes to dealing with other people, having communication, you want to really focus on being emotionally stable and grounded, remaining equanimous in conversations and not getting, not following your triggers, not projecting, but actually staying with your emotions, honoring them as they come up, voicing them, being vulnerable but steady. So yeah, this is how you want to be when you are connecting with other people. And the Queen of Wands is how you want to be when you are thinking about the next steps and how to move forward and who you are and how you want to feel being who you are. So intuitively, so be the Queen of Wands in order to follow your intuition. And then you have the Ace of Pentacles along with a reverse Four of Pentacles. So this is interesting. This is telling you to make space in your life in order to welcome a new pentacle. So let's use this as a metaphor analogy. This lady has a coin purse with 4 pentacles in it, and she is, not wanting to let it go. She is a little bit stubborn when it comes to this attachment. There's only so much space within this coin purse for the amount of coins she can hold. And it's about time that you release one of these pentacles in order to welcome another one. You have to create space in your life in order to invite new things in, to restore flow, because currently there is some sort of stagnancy that's preventing new elements to fall into place in your life, particularly within the physical material realm. So, if what I mentioned earlier resonated about moving, letting go of the old, taking that leap of faith, you really have to move out of your home in order to move into a new one, right? So you got to take the steps to let go in order to welcome what it is you've been fantasizing about for so long. It's not going to come into your life until you take the step to go out there, to take the risk, to open up space. And let's get some messages from Oracle cards. I'm going to start with the Work Your Life deck. Group 2. What do you need to know? Group 2. Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? How are you holding yourself back, making yourself small? How are you conforming to other people's ideals instead of trusting your own vision? And you can use these questions as journal prompts to dig deeper. Let's get one more. Protection. Call back your power. Cut the cords. Soul retrieval. So where have you been draining your energy? Whose influence do you need to cut off? Who has been convincing you to play small? And how can you let them go in order to trust yourself? Energetically, emotionally, but maybe also physically, completely cutting ties with them. And now let's get some Moonology cards. You and your loved ones are safe. This is new moon in Cancer. And I'm feeling called to say that you don't have to worry too much about hurting other people's feelings. And sometimes, in order to choose yourself, they will be temporarily hurt. If it doesn't align with what they saw for you, that's okay. They will come around. At the end of the day, you have to choose yourself. You have to do what is best for you, and everyone else is secondary. This is your life. You're the main character. Know that through this process of individuation, you and your loved ones are safe, and they will be okay. They can handle this. I feel like this reading is for my best friend. We were just talking about this the other day, and her moon is in Cancer, so if you're watching this. Okay, let's get one more. Group 1 also got this, so this could be a collective theme. Adjustments are required. 3rd quarter moon. So you're in this transitionary period where you have to make the necessary adjustments. They are required. They are necessary now. Let's get a card from the Cosmos deck. Group 2. Group 2. Ooh, I love it. Freedom. Revolution. Renewal. Independence. It's time to be independent, to fly out of the cage, to break the barriers, to defy other people's opinions and ideas, and to honor your own. Have your personal revolution. It's time. Okay, now let's get some cards for the near future if you were to follow Tarot's advice. What's going to happen, Group 2? What's going to happen? Very nice. There are a lot of major arcanas here, which I love. So that tells me this is a big decision. This is a big deal, and it's going to very radically transform your trajectory and this timeline. You're jumping timelines, essentially. You're choosing your highest timeline instead of sticking through this measly one. You have death and rebirth, and I feel like that was what we got at the beginning with Out with the Old. You're allowing an old self to die in order to be reborn as a more authentic and freer version of yourself, in order to live a life that is more congruent with who you are. So you're releasing an old lifestyle, releasing an old way of being, old way of thinking, and you are choosing alignment. You are choosing your truths. You're choosing authenticity, the highest path for yourself that is also the greatest good for all. This is the Lovers. And with the Lovers, I actually have this pinned to my wall. I got this actually from Realization Par, if you know the brand. And I just love their depiction of the Lovers. So I'm going to use this to describe to you how to get into alignment with your highest path. As you can see here, you have three figures: the angel, the man, and the woman. Notice how the woman is looking at the angel. The inner feminine is an oracle. She is intuitive, and she knows what's coming. She knows what she deserves. She knows what she's meant to experience on this destined path. And so trust your inner feminine. Connect to your intuition. Follow the signals. Follow the divine timing. And with your mind, the actionary part of you that is represented by the man, you're going to experience fated situations, conversations that will feel like being struck by, Cupid. Maybe not always in a romantic way, but sometimes it is like having a sudden realization, awakening, having the impulse to act in some form, in some sort of direction. So when you get that impulse, you must take the actionary steps towards the feminine. So sort of like in a romantic setting, we often expect traditionally the man to pursue the woman, right? To do the chasing. And that narrative comes from what happens between the inner and the inner feminine and masculine, is that the actionary part of us must pursue what we intuitively know is what we are meant to be with and experience. So when you get that impulse, you gotta go for it. And know that it's a matter of divine timing and just following the signals from those above. And I think that is why you have the wheel. Again, group 1 also got this. You have the wheel with the 6 of Swords. Trust divine timing. Everything will unfold as they should. But be prepared for it. So when things click into place and you are called to take action, you can do it instead of psyching yourself out of it, right? So prepare yourself for fated interventions where you're going to really be called to step up and act in congruence and in alignment to your truths. So for now, rest, retreat, allow yourself to be taken to calmer shores, really surrender, be soft in your body, and follow the signals, follow divine timing, and be prepared for fated meetings and interventions where you will really be able to align to the highest path for you, This can, of course, also mean romance, right? Meeting someone that you're destined to have a sacred union with, that you're supposed to heal and grow with. This can be meeting platonic soulmates as well, meeting your soul family and growing together, learning from each other. So I really like that for you. And we will finish this reading off with one more card from the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. What is an archetype that you can take away from this reading in order to let everything sink in and fall into place? Group 2, what is one archetype that you should consider at this time? Love it. This is Gnosis. So this is about that inner knowing that we were just talking about. And I invite you to look at this image and see what it evokes within you emotionally and subconsciously. Gnosis, also known as innermost knowing, mystic truths. True knowledge is not found in facts and figures in scholarly books on library shelves. Rather, Gnosis points to the deep and timeless archetypal wisdom that rises from the felt sense experience of having touched the unknown with every one of the senses. Those who are drawn to Gnosis find themselves in esoteric studies, likely involving mysticism, alchemy, healing, or perhaps science. Knowing is their calling. Not knowing is their job description. No matter how far the alchemists take their studies, they come to the ultimate conclusion that facts slip towards mystery, and soon the mystery results in facts. This card signifies a knowing that is life-changing. Once you experience it, you are forever changed and become a guardian of Gnosis. The eternal mystery is calling you. Study your passion in the deepest way available to you. When light, this is about contemplating the mystery, unanswerable questions. When dark, this is over-intellectualizing and literalizing, asking others for help. So again, there's that message of don't ask others, ask yourself. Follow your inner knowing. Don't muddle that with other people's opinions. Those who say they know, don't. Those who say they don't know, know. This card relates to the riddle and the shapeshifter. All concern themselves with revealing mystic truths. So you're going to really have to follow your inner knowing, even if from the outer surface it appears as if you have no idea what's going on, as long as there's a pull within you, a knowing within you, it doesn't matter if the outer experience is not making sense in that moment, because the more you surrender, the more things just begin to fall into place. Open up, reveal that void within you and let it be filled up with the actualization of your values and what you deserve. So that was your reading, group 2. I hope you found it helpful. Let me know in the comments below. And I also want to announce that from now on, I'm going to be posting 2 readings per month on my Patreon, one for the new moon and one for the full moon, both of which will be followed by a Reiki activation for you to connect to the energies and work with them fully. So if that resonates with you, definitely join me over on Patreon, and I will see you very soon. Sending you love, healing and light. Take care. Bye. If you chose group 3, Carnelian, and the card Serenity, then this is your reading. Okay, group 3, so we will begin by pulling some cards from Marcel's Oracle to just get a couple of keywords. They might become relevant later as we go deeper into the reading. What do we need to know? Okay. This is crazy. So every group has gotten the Jester. So this could be Sagittarius energy coming through. Seems to be a collective thing. Let's see how that unfolds later into the reading. You have twinning, the number 2, consolation, and the image is another twinning, mirroring kind of image. Consolation. And the call. This can be like a literal call from somebody who's seeking consolation. Interesting. And let's get one card from the Osho deck. Group 3. You have 3 cards, so I'm just going to, give you all of them. New vision. Sorrow in reverse, and morality. Interesting. Okay, we'll just leave that there. Now let's get into your current energies, group 3. What are your current energies, group 3? Oh, the cards are flying everywhere. Okay. Interesting. So I feel like there's a dichotomy here. So we have really passionate, lively energy with the Knight of Wands and the Four of Wands. A lot of fire, a lot of passion. And then we have the reverse Seven of Cups and Eight of Swords. So confusion, limiting beliefs, holding yourself back, doubting. And then the only major arcana card that sits in between is the Hermit. That's really interesting. I feel like, with the twinning card and consolation, both of which look like there was like a mirroring thing going on, I'm wondering if this is like a twin flame that I've tapped into, because we have the Four of Wands, and traditionally you see the Four of Wands, next to each other, kind of like creating a portal, and it looks like 1111. And the Four of Wands is about stability in terms of creative energy that allows you to have a celebration, a union, a coming together of some sort. So it's very twin flame. And with the Knight of Wands, this is having so much passion, right? Creative passion, sexual passion, just an itch to get a move on and to take action, to do something, to be flirty, to have fun, to be wild, and sow your seeds. So I'm getting a lot of creative energy here, like a sort of creative awakening, and I really like that. And then we have the reverse Seven of Cups and Eight of Swords, which to me is the limitations and barriers that you're now reminded of due to this Kundalini rising, the creative energy that is now moving up your channels. Because when this energy moves up, as it is told in yogic scriptures, it hits blockages, right? Your chakras are centers of blockages, and this energy has to find a way through like a snake. And when it does that, it pushes certain buttons. It reminds you of limitations that may have been dormant for a very long time that you didn't even know were there. So that is limiting beliefs, ways you've been selling yourself short, telling yourself how you can't get what you want. Maybe this is insecurities you have about yourself that make you feel like you're not deserving of a relationship with another person, feeling like you're less than, not good enough. And the reverse Seven of Cups tells me that you're currently overwhelmed by choices and options. And it's time for you to regain some clarity in order for you to align with the most salient option. Because, with all depictions of the Seven of Cups, there is always one cup that stands out amongst the rest. That is the cup that we are most aligned to. So even though it might appear to the mind as if there are all of these viable options and they're equally as good, the truth is there is one that tugs at our heartstrings more than the rest. So you really have to tune into yourself, introspect, and find alignment with what it is that you truly seek, that is going to be the most fulfilling to pursue above the rest. And this means detaching from an egoic point of view, detaching from limiting thoughts, because when we are convinced by our limiting beliefs, we lack clarity. The ego can convince you that no, all of these are equally as good. You'll be happy regardless. When the heart knows, the heart has resonance for one above all. So connect to the heart, detach from the mind and its limiting beliefs. And I think that's why you have the Hermit here as the only major arcana. This is your overall energy. You really have to introspect at this time, connect with yourself, reflect, to find that guiding light within so that it can direct you onto the path that you're meant to walk down, so that you can have enough clarity to choose the right cup, to get into alignment with your highest good. So introspect, discern, distract yourself, remove yourself from distractions. You don't need anybody's influence or opinions. You just need your own. You need your own clarity. You need inner knowing, and you need to harness this creative energy so that it naturally propels you to take action towards your highest alignment. Now let's get some advice. Group 3 advice. What do we need to know? Group 3. Okay. So you have the Eight of Cups, the World. I'll start with these two. You have 3 major arcana energies, by the way. It's a big deal. So with the Eight of Cups, you're letting go of something, leaving something behind. This can be certain emotional attachments, people, relationships, behaviors, ways of thinking and feeling about yourself that is no longer bringing the fulfillment that it used to. It's no longer satisfying to be in this space, and so you're choosing to walk away from these 8 cups in search of the 9th cup. That is where you get your wish fulfillment. So you're leaving behind something to create space for the new, to be in the void for a while in search of something that is better. And with the World card, whatever you're going to be leaving behind with the Eight of Cups is going to bring about a complete shift, realignment, complete ending of a cycle, a life lesson, in order for you to welcome in a new way of being, a new cycle that has never been done before, that you've never experienced. So this is a big deal. You're going to be integrating a huge life lesson that you may have, reenacted multiple times throughout your life, and that's going to be coming to an end. You also have the Moon and the Magician. So we'll start with the Moon. The Moon tells us that you don't know all sides of the story. So don't be quick to make assumptions or jump to conclusions. Don't try to guess what's going on in the other person's mind. Because if this is a counterpart situation, you want to stick to the energetics instead of getting lost in your thoughts and what you think the other person might be thinking or doing, Don't make assumptions. You don't know all sides of the story, but what you can fall on is your intuition and what you're picking up on energetically and what you know to be true within yourself and how you feel. Let that be your guiding light. Not relying on mixed signals from other people or opinions they have about so-and-so, Follow your intuition until the truths are revealed. So there might be some sort of truth that will come to light very soon. We did get the call earlier, so you might be expecting a literal call that will bring some sort of consolation and clarity to your situation and help you step out of the Moon energy and into Sun energy, because after this card we have the Sun. So after a dark night full of illusions and darkness and fears, we have the Sun that's full of prosperity, abundance, joy. So look forward to the Sun. Don't make assumptions that are going to get you stuck further in your limitations. And you have the Magician that wants to remind you that you are magnetic. You have everything it takes to get what you want. You just have to remember that you are a co-creator, that you create your reality, that if you entertain limiting thoughts, those manifest. If you entertain heart resonance and what lights you up, if you cultivate and harness passion, you get more of it. So be magnetic, be charismatic, embody the Magician, and use your thoughts wisely. This also points towards divine masculine energy. One of the main archetypes that the sacred masculine embodies is the Magician. So work with your inner masculine, embody the Magician, be a magnet, be bold, be a force to be reckoned with, know your worth, and create what it is you desire. Now let's get some more messages from the Oracle decks, starting with the Work Your Light deck. Again, further confirmation that this is a twin flame situation, because you have Warrior Woman and it says, have you answered your deepest calling? So if this is regarding a romantic situationship or a relationship, what's going to get you to go where you want to go within this connection is if you really follow your deepest calling, if you honor yourself first and foremost before everyone else, if you follow your purpose and step forward individually rather than expecting the other person to complete you. Move towards your own wholeness, have integrity for what you're meant to have integrity towards your dharma in this lifetime. And that's what's going to nurture this connection, is how true you are to yourself and your purpose in this life. Let's get one more. Answer the call. So again, someone might be calling you, but this is also a soul calling. What is your soul calling you to do? Have you answered your deepest calling? This is the message here is so strong, right? There's no doubt about it. You have to follow your mission, follow your purpose, your dharma. You have to answer that calling. You have to show up fully as yourself. And if somebody calls you, answer the phone. Let's get a card from the Cosmos deck. Yeah, someone's going to be calling you. Communication, integrity, alignment, expression. So you first have to be in integrity with yourself to find alignment with your highest calling, with your highest truths, in order to express them in a congruent way that's going to be received by this person that you're communicating with. And let's get a card from the Moonology deck. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. This is full moon in Pisces. So what I'm getting here is you want to take as much action as you are introspective and resting. You know, you have to create some sort of balance so you're not lost in your head, lost in working solely with the energies. You have to embody your feminine as much as your masculine. So be introspective, but get out there as well and take action when you feel called to take action. Let's get one more. Nothing is set in stone yet. Mutable moon. So a lot of what you're currently inquiring about is really all up to you and how you choose to perceive it. There are so many possible timelines as of now that you can walk down, and that is why you got the Seven of Cups, right? These represent various timelines depending on which option you go with. Make sure you go with your highest timeline. Nothing is set in stone, but you have to make the decision to show up for the highest good of all. Okay, now let's get some cards for the near future if you were to follow Tarot's advice. Near future, group 3. Ooh, this is definitely a love reading. You have the Chariot, 3 of Cups, and the Lovers. Wow. So the Chariot is about strong determination, focus, a charging forward kind of motion, a lot of momentum, and with a tinge of recklessness and risking it all. But you know, that's what's sexy about it. So you're going to be creating a lot of momentum moving forward, which is sure to bring about victory if you're not afraid of taking risks. So begin to entertain that. moving forward, that you're going to have to take risks, you're going to have to put yourself out there and potentially face rejection, embarrassment, or whatnot, but that's necessary. Have enough determination and focus and vigor, to go after what you want, and that will bring success. This is having a healthy ego as well, an ego that is confident in itself, that isn't limiting, an ego that trusts in its own vision and concept of self. So nurture your ego so that it is balanced, it's healthy, and it isn't afraid. Release your limiting beliefs. And you're going to charge forward towards some sort of reconnection, reconciliation. This is friendship. This is having a very warm, healthy foundation for a relationship as well, where you have to first and foremost be best friends, right? Before you can have deeper intimacy. So this is having that foundation, being good friends, enjoying each other's company, sharing your cups, joys, celebrating, having fun. Love that for you. And then you have the Lovers. So the Lovers is your highest path. If you are inquiring about a relationship, a person, situationship, this has the potential of aligning you to your highest path. This can be somebody who is going to walk down this path with you, who's going to heal, grow, and ascend with you, who has a part to play in your dharma, in your mission and purpose. So I love that. And yeah, what more is there to say? It's the Lovers, that's like the biggest confirmation you can get if you're inquiring about a relationship, especially in the outcomes position. So I love that for you. Oh, and one more thing I will say, because I mentioned this to group 2 as well. I had this stuck to my wall. I just took it down. It's been there for a while, and this is actually from Realization Par, if you're familiar with the brand. I just love their depiction of the Lovers. So I'm going to break this down a little bit for you if you are working with a twin flame situation. We have 3 characters here: the angel, the man, and the woman. These 2 aspects represent the sacred inner and outer feminine masculine. Notice how the feminine, it looks at the angel. The feminine is connected to the angel in the sense that she's an oracle. She is intuitive. She knows what's going on and what's going to happen and what the angel is doing, right? And she surrenders to that knowing. She trusts in divine timing that everything will unfold for her to receive what it is that she is sensing deep within. And then you have the masculine that takes actionary steps, that thinks, that pursues, and the angel shoots an arrow, or Cupid shoots an arrow. And this is where the masculine gets a sort of sudden realization and awakening to pursue whatever that thing is. But it's first and foremost a deep desire to connect with the feminine, to be in union, whether that is internally or externally. So this, and also this first and foremost, has to be an internal union before it can manifest outwardly, right? So we have to work internally, embodying our feminine side, trusting our intuition, our flow, our emotions, trusting our hearts, listening to the heart, and flowing with divine timing, because deep down you know what you deserve, you know what you want, and you have to be sovereign in that. And with the mind, wait for that creative impulse. Wait for the awakenings, the breakthroughs, epiphanies, and sudden realizations that is going to spur you into action, right? That's the Knight of Wands energy. That's the Magician, this bold, charismatic embodiment. And the Chariot, very masculine, pursuit of success and victory. So that is the mind, the intellect, that all of a sudden wants to take action in the external realm. So work with your inner feminine masculine to create this inner union of intuition and action in order to welcome the external union of somebody who can mirror to you what you've discovered within. So, long story short, follow your deepest calling. Begin to live out your dharma, your mission in this lifetime. Follow your intuition and act on creative impulse to get that going. And that path will very naturally take you to a divine partner that's going to assist you along the way. So that's the message. Wow. Beautiful. Okay, so I will get one more card to close off this reading from the Wild Unknown Oracle deck. What is an archetype that we can work with, group 3, to really integrate all these codes from this reading? What is one archetype that can sort of sum up the meat of this reading? Wow, this is actually my first time getting this card, the Poet. I invite you to look at this image and see what comes through emotionally, subconsciously for you. What does this invoke within you? The Poet is also known as the artist, the witness, the truth teller. The poet's work is to feel immensely and not be afraid. They must seek out truth in the darkest corners of the world and carry it back for all to see. This unique capacity resides within us all, regardless of our relationship to creativity. When the poet energy is present, there is a call for deep honesty and reflection, for seeing the big picture within the little one. The poet rides effortlessly between the personal and universal. It's possible that others may not seem to listen or care about the poet's work, but do not be discouraged. The words of the poet ring true for centuries to come, soothing the wounds of despair and violence that captivate our world. The poet's work is never finished. Find your voice and trust that the wind will carry it. Wow. Find your voice and trust that the wind will carry it. That's like this card of communication. Notice how her throat chakra is activated in this image. Find your voice, follow your deepest calling. And when this card is light, it is clairvoyant, wise, timeless. When it's dark, it's harmful words, sharp tongue, thwarted creativity. And a suggestion for going deeper with this archetype is to spend 1 hour reading poetry and then one more. There's likely a poem or poet that was meaningful to you at a young age. Revisit and reread it now. Be open to its message. I'm thinking of Dr. Seuss and Oh, the Places You'll Go. The poet is related to the shaman and the bridge. These archetypes hover in the meeting place between the everyday and the sacred. So there's a call for, again, a call for deep honesty and reflection, for seeing the big picture in the little one. You have to ride effortlessly between the personal and the universal. Sometimes when we follow our intuition this way, when we just witness it, almost feels like we're going crazy because external reality works so slowly that it's not very affirmative. It doesn't give us many confirmations to what we are sensing within. But that is where you really have to see the bigger picture within the little one, to trust the truth that you're picking up on internally. And that is your reading, group 3. I hope that you found that helpful. Let me know in the comments below how it went for you. And just a quick announcement, I am going to be posting 2 readings per month on my Patreon from now on. One for the new moon and one for the full moon, each followed by a Reiki activation so we can work deeper with the energies. So if you feel called to join me there, I would love to have you there. Alright, I'm sending you so much love and light. I wish you all the best on this beautiful journey, and I will talk to you very soon. Take care.